After a tumultuous year for Pamlico football last fall, the trajectory for Hurricane football is on the up and up recently. Brandon Akins became the new head coach, Donnie the offensive coordinator, and today the next generation of Pamlico players were coached by a former NFL linebacker in Keandre Jones, who spent 5 years in the NFL, the majority of which with the Cincinnati Bengals from 2020 to 2023. But here's the cool part of the story. Keandre isn't from Pamlico and didn't go to the high school like he's seeing those jerseys by the Hurricanes. He's from Maryland, but his dad and a lot of his family lived in Bayboro, and he spent the summers visiting North Carolina and never thought of the area as just a place to visit, but a second home he wanted to give back to with a day of football and life lessons.
I have my own nonprofit called Everyday Episode, and I'm very inspired just to show kids you can be so much more than an athlete. You can actually leave a legacy by the things you do as a good human, and that's my job, to provide them with resources. So coming back to a community like this, it helps me provide those resources.
She's rocking it all too.
Pretty special way of giving back, and check out that old Keandre Jones jersey, the Bengals, number 47. Love to see it. Now, sticking with football, Richlands High School has a new head coach. Bill Good takes over the Wildcats program, and Good is no stranger to the western part of Onslow County. He has been an assistant at Richlands for 10 years, starting under Gene Boley and then under Pat Bird. Good has been the offensive line coach and defensive coordinator, now as a varsity head coach for the very first time. The man he replaced, Pat Bird, made it official he's going back to Jacksonville to be the Cardinals offensive coordinator. It's the same spot he held before going to Richlands in 2020. Pat says returning to coach with Bo Williams is the right fit for he and his family right now. Former South Central basketball and football coach Chris Cherry didn't stay retired for very long. The Plymouth native is going the private school route and will be John Paul II's next basketball coach. JP2 school officials making the announcement. Cherry won a state title with South Central in 2019 and coached the Falcon football program the last 2 seasons. He started last year 5-0. Now he takes his talents to the other side of Greenville. Over in the NFL, up a few levels, the Carolina Panthers wrapped up their 3-day mandatory minicamp in Charlotte. Bryce Young has some new acquisitions from the draft, while the defense looks to be improving. An overall positive sight for second-year head coach Dave Canales.
This is one of the best rookie groups I've been around in terms of their attention to detail, their study habits, their body prep. They're doing things that 6, 7, 8-year veterans do before and after practice. They're curious. It's a curious bunch. I kind of try to encourage them, like, the best teams are the curious teams. Let's find out how good we can be. Let's find out more about what we're doing.
Remember, the Panthers haven't been to the playoffs since 2015, trying to end that 10-year drought. Maybe 2025 is that year. Training camp starts in Charlotte on July 24th. That's going to do it for Sports Tonight. For News 12, I'm Luke Schwartz, and that's tonight's edition of Sports with Schwartz.